y'all, it's Necey Dixon. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Clack, clack. Okay. Before we get started, let me know if you can hear me and if you can see me. Okay. I got a whole different setup. So let me know if you can hear me and if you can see me. Hey, Antoinette. Hey, Jasmine. KJ was waiting on me at the door. Sierra. Trey Money. I had to sit back. Oh, I had to sit back. These reunions was a mess. I feel you on that. I low-key was getting upset. Hey Leah, Shay K. I missed you too, friend. I missed y'all. Oh my gosh. Okay. Y'all, I gotta take a minute. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited to be talking to y'all again. That's why I'm cheesing from ear to ear. I got a different setup, like I was saying. I ended up getting a camera instead of going live off my iPad. So that way I could use a real microphone. So now we got the camera set up. We got the microphone set up right here. We got the laptop right here, which I probably should hook up to my monitor. We'll figure that out another day. But yeah, I'm super excited to see y'all. Y'all don't understand. Okay. And y'all know how I like to start out. I like to say, since we friends here, I have to update y'all on what's going on. So let's just start out brunch real cute, okay? It's probably been almost a year since we did like a Sunday brunch. And I don't mean like it's been a year since we did a review. I think it's been like 2 or 3 months since we did a review. But I used to do these Sunday brunches. So initially it was called Reality TV Roundup. And we talked about all the own shows on Sundays. Then on Monday, we talked about Bravo. And we're going to get back to that just because I need to take charge of my life while I still have time, y'all. Which means it's easier. Hold on. It's easier to review these shows on Sundays, especially since I'm not like running and doing stuff every Saturday night, right? So that's what I want to get back to, y'all. I want to talk about on Sundays. And then on Mondays, we're going to talk about Potomac. And then, y'all, before you know it, Ooh Ladies First Panel is going to be back. I'm saying before you know it, okay? I'm saying turn on your notifications so you can be ready and you ain't got to get ready, okay? So at brunch, let's talk about what we're drinking. And y'all gonna be like, girl, what the fuck? Girl, what the fuck? Yes. Let's talk about what we're drinking. So for me, this is probably what I'm gonna be drinking on the Sunday brunches. I love the Frey non-alcoholic wine. Thank you. I love the Frey non-alcoholic wine, or free, however you say it. But they didn't. It's too early to buy it from Target because well, I don't know about y'all, but in Texas, you can't buy no champagne or wine or anything before noon. But the thing is, like, the Frey non-alcoholic wine is non-alcoholic. So Ted then went up to Target to see if I could get some for the live, and they were like, no, it's still wine. We can't sell it. So unfortunately, I'm drinking some watered down orange juice, but not just any type of water. I'm drinking some like dragon fruit sparkling water plus like some orange juice, okay? So yes, that's what we are. And then the other thing I wanted to show y'all, hold on, give me like 1 second. I want to turn the lighting down just a little bit. Okay, because I think I was gonna blind myself. But the other thing I wanted to show y'all since we're here is I wanted to give y'all a glimpse of the bump. Do y'all see this? Do y'all see this? I'm looking like somebody mama out here, like already. So I can't wait, y'all. We on the countdown. And it's starting to get to the point to where I'm like just ever so slightly out of breath from doing the most Simple things. Okay. Oh, goodness. Okay. So that's pretty much all that's been up, y'all. It's been a whole lot going on. And I was super excited to share with y'all. Um, in other words, I know worlds, I guess I should say. Yesterday, Halle Bailey announced her pregnancy, y'all. And I want to talk to y'all about that. I'm very happy for them. I think it is beautiful. Pretty shy. Hey J Dub. I think it's beautiful. But we're gonna talk about it on another day. Okay. So y'all know the order of events. We always are gonna use the baby show or the show that's not giving as much for the pregame. And then after that, we're gonna get into Love and Marriage Huntsville. We're gonna get into the looks of Love and Marriage Huntsville as well. But before we do that, y'all do me a favor and like the video. All right, y'all. We are getting into Bell Collective. I might have been silent in these YouTube streets, but I have been watching the shows. And when it got time to these reunions, I am not gonna lie. When I sat there and watched the reunions and took my notes, even though I took I don't know, maybe I took 50 days or something like that off of not reviewing the shows. And quite honestly, I don't think I ever started reviewing Love and Marriage Huntsville. I don't even remember the last show I reviewed. I don't know if I reviewed the second part after the break of Love and Marriage Huntsville. And then I never reviewed Bell Collective, but I was watching the shows the whole time. And by the time we got to the reunion, y'all, I was just like, girl, I'm low-key glad I didn't, because they talked about the same shit the whole year. They talked about the same shit all of 2023. And if I'm gonna be all the way honest with y'all, they should have wrapped the reunions up before the end of 2023, because the fact that we are still talking about this stuff on this good 2024 morning is like, y'all. And y'all know what I'm thinking about, right? I'm mainly thinking about Love and Marriage Huntsville, but let's hold on that, because I'd be too excited to get into what I really want to talk about. But not okay. I'm excited, and I'm gonna go a little bit out of order. I'm just gonna get my bullet points before, okay? Because I gotta get this off my chest. Like, y'all know me. If I feel some type of way about something, I can't just not say it. I gotta get this off my chest. So, as far as Bell Collective, first bullet point, I disagree with majority of the people on the cast. I disagree with Carlos King and the way that he handled Latrice in this reunion. Okay. That's my number one bullet point. I think, like Latrice said, majority of you hoes are jealous. Okay. I think she wasn't lying about that. We'll get into that. And then when it comes down to Love and Marriage Huntsville, I can't take it. I can't take another 6 months of seeing Maurice and Kimmy on my screen. And Kimmy, no shade, y'all. No shade. But this is the reality. And I hope y'all don't get offended, because I'm going to have to explain myself. If y'all are Insecure fans, then y'all know, I think it was the first or second episode that Issa went to that open mic with Molly and she started rapping about a broken pussy. Excuse my language. I'm giving y'all forewarning. This is nothing against Kimmy and what she's gone through, okay? Because I admire her fight and her ability to overcome breast cancer and to also deal with her husband. But to me, this feels like a very, 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 very long episode of having discussions about a broken pussy. That's not really broken, okay? It's not really broken. But for the sake of saving your husband, you think we're saving him. We're just gonna act like the shit is broken. We're gonna do yoni steams. We gonna go to a sex therapist. We gonna talk about sex. We just gonna act like the shit is broken because your husband has no common sense when it comes to that. And I can't take another 6 months of talking about it. So thank God this reunion is only 3 parts, and I hope that this is the only time that we talk about it, right? The other thing, Leticia Scott, you tried it. You tried it. We gonna get into it, okay? Let me see some of y'all comments. What y'all say? Ooh, Bell Collective reunion was filmed last summer, but we're getting it in the new year. My goodness. My goodness. Hey, Monique. Yes, broken. Yes, that's what it was. Okay. What is this? Yep, Maurice. Okay, cool. Order of events. Bell Collective reunion part 1. Basically, I don't remember if they've done this in other reunions. I'm sure they have, but it's starting to feel more and more like, I'm going to call it Great Value Housewives. I thought about saying Up and Up, like the Target brand or the Good and Gather, but it's starting to feel a little bit more like Great Value Housewives. And again, I'm not talking about the cast members. Well, shit, I am actually. Even some of the things they were saying. Yeah. Let me be for real. A whole lot of it was feeling like Great Value Housewives, but we'll take it because ain't shit else on TV right now. Carlos, he starts out with basically the pregame to the fight. That's what they do on Bravo. Okay. I'm sure they do it on other shows too, but it's like, how are you feeling? What can we expect? What shade you gonna throw? And Latrice is like, I'm wearing all black because it's a funeral for these hoes, blah, 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 blah. And Marie. Marie. Every time we see Marie, there's something that's slightly tweaked or something that's different. And I need Marie to slow down. Okay. I need her to slow down. Bring it on down. I remember last year. Hold on. I remember last year I was talking about Marie's nose, asking her why she got that done. And some of y'all was falling for the okie doke. Some of y'all were like, oh, well, it's because she has lupus. That's why she got her nose done. It's because she has lupus. Okay, sure. And you would also think that you probably wouldn't want to take the risk, with your health, getting all these surgeries if you had another health complication, okay? But no, you BBLing out here, you nose snatching, you filler, y'all. Marie, if you like it, I love it. But I'm telling you, you looked fine before. Okay. You looked fine before. And I also feel like you about to reach the point of no return. Okay. Marie, if you keep tweaking, you're going to be giving us Teddy Perkins from Atlanta, the series. Marie, I need you to stop. Okay. I need you to stop. And I'm also going to say, Marie, you got the coin. You got the coin because the amount of tweaks that we've seen, like, I'm not questioning if you have a car, like Latrice said. I think you got money. Okay. I think you do. So, okay. Now, let's talk about the looks. I was trying to find a picture of, I was trying to find a picture of all the ladies from Bell Collective in their outfits, but I couldn't find a decent picture anywhere. The only picture I kept finding online was a picture of Leticia. So as far as outfits, if y'all have not watched the episode, maybe they'll post a picture sometime soon, but pretty much all y'all need to know is my first thought was everybody did decently well, right? That was my first thought. And then once I saw everybody sit down, I was like, okay, bitch, talking to myself. Okay, bitch, you lying, right? And I have to say this. I think Latrice's dress was pretty, the all black. I think that Akeisha also looked pretty as well. I liked Akeisha's dress. I think So Gucci looked beautiful in that yellow. It looked amazing on her skin. Her hair was pretty. The side cut out of the dress, she looked great. Tambra herself looked great after having a child. She looked great. However, the dress was given very cheap. It was given very cheap. It was given no shade to y'all up north, but y'all know how some of y'all be you know how some of y'all be doing prom and homecoming like it's weddings, and they be on the stoop with the Beyonce choreography, and everybody dresses look like a front and back piece of fabric, and that's it. That's kind of what Tambra dress was given to me. It was given like a front and back piece of fabric, and somebody went to Michael's and said, let me get a pink boa, and we're going to hot glue this pink boa around the sleeves, okay? Hey, Bondi. Nope, you ain't missed nothing. That's what it was given. Now, Sierra said, don't do it, okay? I'm saying, some of y'all people up north, okay? Y'all be doing the front and back dresses with the mesh imprints, and it don't be nothing to it. I'm like, that's kind of what Tambra was given. Thank you. Okay, and then for who is it? Marie. Let's talk about Marie. Marie's dress could have been fine if she didn't have the mesh cut out so we could see her BBL. It's like, y'all gotta understand, for me personally, it's a fine line between giving sexy and giving a got you too sexy. Giving, if you don't know what a got you too is, I mean, like the Asian vendors that sell the fast fashion clothes in the mall. And it's like, oh, well, let's just have her whole ass out so that can be sexy. That was not for you, Marie. So that's the reason why it's a no for me. Now, if that mesh imprint was gone, she could have made it. Who else? Will, don't take it personally, okay? I got family up there. I understand. So anyway, Leticia. I think Leticia looked okay. I think she looked okay. And the reason why I say that is because if I saw somebody else in that outfit, I probably would say they look okay. I just don't care for Leticia. So I'm not gonna let that I'm gonna try to be unbiased when it comes to that. I think Leticia looked okay. High end, yes, yes, yes. Okay. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, cool. see, Brittany. Brittany, I'm gonna go ahead and leave this comment here and let you say it for me. Because I said if I saw somebody else in the outfit, I would say it looked okay. But yeah. Okay. So the first thing, and we're not gonna keep this review too long because I think I want to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville a little bit longer. So anyway, the first thing they end up talking about is Latrice and Leticia's relationship and this whole 9 to 5 thing. So y'all know it was two big things that happened this season. Latrice was on the panel about businesses or whatever, and Latrice said, who the F wants to work a 9 to 5, right? We talked about this plenty of times. For me, initially, I was like, it's a time and place. But if you think about it some more, it was a panel for entrepreneurship. So that was the time and place to say who the fuck wants to work a 9 to 5, because all those people there clearly want to be in entrepreneurship. So quite personally, I don't think that Latrice did anything wrong when it comes to that. So that's number one. That's the main thing that happened. The second thing that happened is when they fell out after that, Latrice ends up telling Tambra that Leticia and Marie ended up conspiring against her and put out the lie that she did not want Akeisha involved in the group text. Now, let's talk about that, okay? First thing I want to break down is the 9 to 5 comment. I told y'all that was the time and place. But beyond that, it's very clear to me that Leticia is feeling pressured by Marie to pick a side. Marie I've never seen, I honestly can't think of somebody on reality TV, and maybe my mind is just slipping me. Y'all, I'm sure y'all can think about somebody, so help me out. But when it comes to like Hall of Fame haters, Marie is up there for me. Like, there's something about Marie that just gives miserable. And for whatever reason, Leticia is feeling the need to prove herself to Marie. So when it came to the 9 to 5 comment, y'all are all on this. Let's jump on the bandwagon that Latrice is getting abused. Let's jump on the bandwagon of we really care about you, what's going on, but we also think you're an alcoholic. Let's jump on the bandwagon of you seem to have one of the most successful, legitimate businesses and the most money and to be the youngest and be in shape and look the prettiest. But we still gonna find something wrong with you because we want to show you that we are the girls of this show. Can somebody take Leticia off her damn pedestal? Because even when it came to the finale and Marie had said something to Tambra about how you gonna leave me out? I am a Bell Collective, and you know, if I ain't there, Marie, you are not Nene Leakes of Bell Collective. You are not that girl. You will never be that girl because you have displayed so much damn haterism that nobody can even look at you and really believe that you have the confidence that you're trying to, you know, get us to see. You will never be that girl. Leticia. Leticia. I really didn't have anything bad to say about Leticia before, but between not really knowing what the fuck you do, and I know a lot of people are all like, oh, well, you know, she's a bail bondsman. She does this, she does that. This is stuff we found out through the internet, okay, that she's a bail bondsman. We ain't found out shit on this TV show that she does besides throw brunches and call everything an enterprise. So based on what I'm seeing on this TV show, we don't know that you do shit, right? And when you first came to us, you were supposed to be building up Fair Street. You told us this reunion that you didn't have the funds to do it. So why should we believe that you are that girl? So the shit that I'm seeing between Marie and Leticia is just pathetic, to say the least. So let's move on from that. Latrice, her response to Leticia when it comes to the 9 to 5 thing was that she feels Leticia should have told her right after the panel happened instead of waiting weeks. And I completely agree. She should have. And Akeisha jumps in and says, yeah, you know, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't have an issue with Latrice, but people were asking me if she was drunk. So, okay, while I'm in this defense mode of talking about Latrice, I also want to be honest with y'all. Do I think that she's in a mentally and abusive relationship with Cliff? Yes, I do. Do I think that she probably drank too much on that panel? Yes, I do. But I don't think it's because she's an alcoholic. I think it's because she's a bad public speaker, right? Do I think that Latrice is insecure? Yes, I do. Latrice has every reason to be the most confident person on this stage, but still, when you see the cameras pan to her, there's still some level of like uncertainty that she has. She's sitting there quivering her lips, and then she'll remind herself, wait, look like a bad bitch, and then she'll fix her face, but then she'll quiver her lips. She'll say something, then she'll quiver, then she'll. So I don't think that that's like a bad thing. I think she's just unsure of herself. I think that whenever you are in a relationship, or like, I don't even just mean like partnership, man, woman, you know, romantic, woman, man, whatever. When you're in any type of relationship, a parent relationship, anybody who makes you feel small, you always gonna second guess yourself. And the reason why I feel some type of way about the ladies doing that is because they know that's exactly what the fuck is going on. Yet they still decide to be disgusting about the whole thing. So while I'm still speaking to the tune of Leticia and Latrice, I want to go ahead and talk about this break. So they get ready to go on a break. It's the end of the episode. And Leticia, like Brittany said, she huffed and she puffed and she tiptoed over there in that tight ass dress. And she taunted Latrice and was like, yeah, you an insecure bitch. So then Marie is standing there, leave her alone, you ain't got time. They just start arguing. They about to fight. Latrice is about to cry. And I absolutely understand, Latrice. When I'm the type of person who gets upset, I mean, not the type of person. When I get upset to the point to where I want to fight, I'm the type of person who cries when I'm being restrained. Okay. And it's not because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so hurt, I'm crying. It's more so like, oh my gosh, the angel and the devil on my shoulders is battling, and I'm in an internal war because, bitch, I really want to whip your ass, but everybody's restraining me. And it's like being caught between a rock and a hard place. And I think that's what Latrice was crying about. I think the shit was so tacky. Here we go. Aaliyah said, I live in Jackson. They're not those girls. That's not a surprise at all, right? So, yeah, I just think that it was whack as hell. So 2 more things that happened during the episode that we want to talk about is Latrice and Gucci. I'm here to tell y'all, I don't really care for Gucci as a cast member on this show. Like, even though I tell y'all I don't really like Marie and Leticia, I still think they're valuable on the show, right? Gucci, don't really care about Gucci being on the show. Her and JJ can both go. Like, everything about them is giving me TLC reality show. Low budget 2009 reality show. So let's get to it. Latrice had Gucci as her realtor. Latrice took too long. Not Latrice. Gucci took too long for Latrice. Last time she had heard from Gucci was November. So Latrice went and hired a different realtor and closed on her building in February. Now, this is where I feel like Carlos low-key started to have me a little bit fucked up. Because he says, no, I agree with you, Gucci. So you were working with 2 realtors at the same time? Carlos, the way that he asked that question and the way that he probed and said, you don't think you owe Gucci an apology, that type of stuff to me was like, hold on, time out. You can't referee, you can't host this event if you're going to probe and say you don't think you owe her an apology. Or even say, oh, well, I know you love Leticia, so this is why. Hold on, Carlos. Let's get to the meat of it. The meat of it is these girls are some haters, right? On the Leticia side. On the Gucci side, if I'm Latrice, I would have done the same damn thing. Now, I know, y'all, it is not common practice or even advised. It's looked down upon if you work with 2 different realtors. But I'm going to tell you this. Just because y'all know, I think 2 years ago when we were selling our house, we had a very slow, trash ass realtor. Somebody who I actually knew. I went to school with him, so I hired him. But he was not a good realtor. Literally had me writing my own descriptions to sell my house. What the fuck am I paying you for? It wasn't any discounted commission or anything. It was full commission he was getting, right? Took too long to do anything productive with the house. Didn't want to host open houses. Wasn't posting on social media, stuff like that, right? Come to find out, he never gave us a contract to sign. So if you show me that many slip-ups, you're not really on your shit, and you didn't even think to have me sign a contract, why would I trust in you that you're going to be able to close a deal when I need you to close a deal, especially if the market is competitive? So in my opinion, I think Latrice did the right thing for her business. And I don't think that Latrice owed her any type of apology. So I hate the way that was set up. So that's all I'm going to say about Gucci. Yes, she wasn't working. So I'm just like, I don't understand. Yup, this is Gucci's fault. She should have signed the contract. So I'm like, it is what it is. If I'm trying to do something for my business, I'm not gonna wait around for my friend to fuck it up for me because she's taking her time. Um, okay, and then Akeisha. Mm, Akeisha didn't really give very much. All she said, she set the record straight with Latrice and basically was like, "You keep saying all you hoes, we don't care. You know, I'm loyal to who loyal to me, da da da." Whatever. Marie. Marie starts talking about the Capitol. So we almost done, y'all. We almost done with this. But when it comes to the Capitol, Marie kept making it a big deal that all the Bills were invited except for her, and she insists that Tamra left her out. Tamra had a really cute shady moment at the end of the finale, and while Marie's talking, she says, "Take care, baby." And she walks out, and I cackled and I fell all the way out because I felt that. Literally, that's like the 2024 motto. Take care, baby. I'm not. It's above me, right? So one of the things I will say, while Tambra had a really cute exit, I also would like for Tambra to stand on business. Tambra, we waited all the way to the reunion to get into the technicalities of, was Marie disinvited or was Marie never invited? And we finally find out that Tambra's cousin works at the Capitol. So yes, you had the plug, you had the invite to the Capitol through your cousin, because for me, I'm like, why the fuck do the Capitol care about Bill Collective? Okay. I know I wasn't the only one, but I was just like, why the fuck do the Capitol care about Bill Collective? And I don't think they do. I think it's the fact that they had a plug get them there, right? Because what are y'all doing? We don't know. Anyway, we find out that Tambra says, instead of standing on business, well, I am guilty of one thing. I'm guilty of not reaching out to Marie directly. What? You could have just stood on business and said it with your chest the whole time? No, I don't like that bitch. I didn't want her to come. I had a plug invite us to the Capitol, so I didn't invite her. Tambra is a bit too scary for me. I need her to say it with her chest, okay? She's a little bit too scary for me. So it's like, y'all wasted all of our time. Not really, because to be honest, I don't think we cared, but you wasted a lot of storyline when you could have just put the shit to rest and said, "Hey, I don't fuck with you, okay?" I don't. Like that's the thing I don't understand. Whenever, if you don't fuck with somebody, I need to know what Tambra's astrological sign is, okay? If you don't fuck with somebody for real, and they come up to you and ask you, "What's going on? What's wrong? Why aren't we friends?" I don't understand why you just wouldn't say to that person, we two different people. We live two totally different lifestyles. I don't fuck with you. Okay. And then you just put the shit to bed. I don't understand. It must be the Scorpio in me. Okay. Um, so yeah, y'all. At the end of the episode, I told you the girls get ready to start fighting in their homecoming and prom dresses. So yeah, that was all for part one of Bell Collective. We'll see what happens next week. I really need somebody to pipe down. I don't know why we've been brought along this journey to believe that Leticia is in charge of the girls for this show. Okay. I have no idea why, because I'm not convinced. But with that being said, we're not over. We're not done yet, y'all. We still talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville. Y'all do me a favor. Y'all like the video. We gonna come back and we gonna talk about y'all's. I can't say that anymore. We're gonna talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville, okay? Okay. Hold on. Okay, y'all. We friends here, right? My niece is going to college, y'all. My niece is going to college this week, y'all. She's starting in the spring semester and she's going to North Carolina A&T. I told y'all a couple months ago that I went on the tour with her. So because she's leaving this week, We about to go get some permanent bracelets. Like I'm so excited. But I don't miss my niece so much. So I was just texting her because once I finish this live, we're gonna go get the bracelets done. I'm like, I can't. I can't deal. Okay. Let's see. Candidly Cases, that's her new line. Take care, baby. Will says, no, in this day and buyer market, you can definitely have two real estate agents, especially in a commercial space. You can have another agency or person at the same agency, especially if you're neglected. I agree. I agree. Um, what else is up? Woo woo. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay. So let's get off into Love and Marriage Huntsville. I want to talk about the looks. I'm so glad that they had a picture of everybody because it was hard to find one for Bell Collective, but usually Love and Marriage Huntsville, it's pretty easy to find a cast picture. Now, do I want to go in order? Yeah, let's go in order. Stormy and Courtney. Y'all tell me. Stormy and Courtney. It's a no for me, dog. It's a no, 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 no. It's a no. 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 Hot country mess. It's a no. Um, yeah, it's a no for me. I don't even know where to start. So I won't. Y'all just know that it's a no. Okay, let's talk about Kimmy and Maurice. Kimmy. Kimmy looks beautiful. Kimmy looks beautiful. Maurice is fading into the picture like where's Waldo because he's not giving anything. He couldn't even give us a pink handkerchief. He couldn't give us prom like Stormy and Courtney. So he just clocked out of a case and, came over to the show, which is why he's just wearing his black suit. Now, Mel. Yes, ma'am. Mel went for different. And I know that this look can be polarizing because a lot of people don't like the whole 10-man look, the whole, oh, you look like Thanksgiving leftovers. Y'all know how y'all was lighting people up online when they was wearing the Renaissance looks. I like Mel's outfit. I really do. I think Mel is giving high fashion. Okay. She's not giving prom. She's not giving this is my third reunion. So let me get a custom dress made by somebody in my city. I think she's giving high fashion. Everything that Jay Bolin does, I love. I think it looks good. Martell. I like Martell's outfit a lot, y'all. I think Martell looks like he might have a little extra room in those pants. I think that he's loosening up just a little bit, okay? Arms in the suit still look a little tight, but I like the outfit. I really do. I think Martell looks good. Okay, let's get into Leticia. Leticia, I think she herself looks beautiful. Her hair looks good. Her makeup looks good. Skin always looks amazing. Body is always giving. I think the color of the dress looks good too. Um, I think it's giving this is my fourth reunion. I think it's also giving that she could go from this couch to Dancing with the Stars. That's one of them things that I feel like people need to be a little bit careful of when they get ready to go on these reunions. Because whenever y'all be getting these custom dresses made, y'all kind of be looking like Dancing with the Stars a little bit, a little 1 2 1 2 cha cha. But other than that, I mean, it's not horrible. She looks fine. Now, Marceau, cool. Tiffany, let the big ass necklaces go. Charming Charlie's closed down in 2011. I don't know if she's still going to Sam Moon. I don't know if she's running by the beauty supply store to get these necklaces because I think those are the only places that are keeping these necklaces in stock. Let the big ass necklaces go, Tiffany. Okay. Um, Big Lou. I almost forgot his name. Big Lou. Um, he looks good. Can't really tell. He looks good. Nell. Nell, you actually look nice. Okay. I'm laughing because I said actually, y'all. Nell looks nice, y'all. She looks nice. And it's only because I feel like sometimes throughout the show, Nell she don't be looking put together the way that, you would expect for the show. Sometimes the lace be lacing. What lace? That lace. But she looks beautiful. She looks good here. And that's what I'm gonna give her credit for. The body looks great. The dress looks great. I like this hairstyle. I think you look good now. Um, yeah. I don't know. I got so excited by that serum. It took everything in me to get past Nell and not say nothing about the fucking eyebrows. Okay, if y'all are like friends here, if we go back, y'all know I can tell a lot about somebody if they have the boxy eyebrows. Okay, I'd rather you not have your eyebrows filled in than come to me with some boxy eyebrows. Okay, and it's not because I think I'm better than people with boxy eyebrows. It's because my theory, and I really think that y'all should use this in y'all's life. If you run into a girl with some boxy ass eyebrows, y'all can be friends. But you have to understand that that girl lives in a world of delusion that you may not live in, okay? She can be delusional when it comes to her fashions. Those are usually the girls who think that Steve Madden is high fashion. Those are also the girls who will, make themselves delusional behind a man. Okay, you can't really trust them the way that you would like to, but those girls can be your friends. I'm just saying. So I need to see, much like Sierra said, what them eyebrows giving. What them eyebrows giving. Now, Chris, I think Nell and Chris look good together as a couple. I think Chris is giving old man fashions. Um, but I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I don't really like the print on the suits. Something about it kind of gives the nutcracker, like Christmas nutcracker. Um, yeah, yeah, he almost looks like a door greeter to like a very expensive Christmas party. But yeah, other than that, I mean, they look good together. But Chris, if I seen you by yourself, I'd be like, what in the world is going on? So that's it for looks, y'all. Thank you so much. That's it for looks. Yeah, Lisa. Courtney looked like a statue. Courtney did not know what to do. Okay, that's it for looks. Let's go ahead and get into the show. Oof. Let's go ahead and get into the show. So, a couple things happen. We start out backstage, and I'm gonna comment on Tisha and Marcel wearing these boxing gloves. Actually, I'm not gonna comment on them wearing boxing gloves. I think y'all can tell from my face how I feel about them in the theatrics. We gonna move on. When it comes down to the introductions, everybody's walking on stage, and Carlos, shady boots. Carlos was so shady. This reunion. Carlos was so shady this reunion, y'all. Um, he ends up introducing Courtney as Courtney Steele, and he knows that that's like a trigger because Courtney Beasley and Stormy Steele, and I was just like, that's funny, right? Then he announces Mel, and he says, for the first time, I'm introducing Melody. Everybody says Rogers, and everybody's sitting there side eyeing. And y'all, to me, it even looked like Tisha was side eyeing. I don't understand what the fuck, y'all. I'm the type of person that whenever I see women who are divorced and they're still keeping their ex-husband's last name for the sake of them having children together, that never sat right with me. That never sat right with me. I would just be like, why? Like, I don't understand why. Don't get me started on the women who have the nerves to hyphenate two of their married names if they end up marrying somebody after for the sake of still holding on to the fact that you have kids with that man. I just don't understand. So the fact that y'all are feeling some type of way is like, are we on two different planets? Because what is there for you to be mad about? It was weird. When she came out, they was really mean mugging. I'm just like, what is going on? Okay. So let's get into Marceau and Tisha and their businesses this year. So two things happen. Y'all, we have been talking about this Black Business Expo for all of 2023. It's finally come to an end. We talk about that. Then we talk about the hair page and Tisha, her graphic designer, copy and pasting Stormy shipping policy. So Tisha, I don't know what it is, y'all. Y'all know by the title of the video, Tisha girl. Tisha girl. I'm not. This is fine. Yeah, this is fine. Change it when you totally remarry. That's fine, But I don't understand people being upset about you changing your last name back to what it was. You should be happy for the lady, or indifferent at least, right? Anyway, what was I talking about? Tisha. I don't know what it was, y'all. Tisha had a whole lot of smoke that I've never seen her have before. She had a whole lot of smoke for everything. And it was kind of just like, girl, you've had however many seasons to say everything with your chest, to stand up, to do what you needed to do. And you came on the show. I feel like Tisha showed us who she was, which majority of the time was a damn fool behind her husband. I'm not saying she's dumb. Obviously, she's smart. Majority of the time, you showed us that you could be a bit foolish, right? Now, within these last two seasons, you want to come on, you want to be a boss. You want to come on, you want to talk shit. You want to throw jabs. You want to let them know you ain't want to play with. Why now? It's too late. Why now? Why are you going so hard over nothing? I had to rewind this part and put subtitles because I was like, what the hell did I miss, y'all? I don't understand. So Tisha claimed everybody had something to say negative about the Black Business Expo. Other thing, you're going to hear me say this probably 3 times this review, and I'm going to let you know. I'm saying this because it's specific to this review. But Tisha, you should have listened to your fucking husband. Okay? The one who usually steers you wrong, that's who you should have listened to this episode, because he had a whole lot more sense than you did when it came to arguing with the people. And when I say you looked foolish, this is what your husband was trying to stop you from. He was trying to pull that damn clown mask off your face for once, because it had to do with other people and not with him. So, they're like, no, I think everybody had mixed opinions, So Carlos ends up asking Stormy and Courtney, do y'all think that Marceau and Tisha are on the same level of power couple as y'all? And Courtney says, oh, man, I don't know. Which to me was not offensive. Like, to be honest, y'all, Courtney and Stormy might seem like, Stormy mostly, might seem like she talk a lot of shit, but it's something about Courtney that tells me he's the type of person who, he don't do a lot of talking. He don't really want to be in a lot of conflict, but if conflict comes his way, it seems like he may stand on business, and I believe that. So whenever he said, I don't know if they're on the same level of power couple, I don't know why the hell this just went overboard. And y'all tell me, Did Stormy say something that I missed after rewinding it twice and playing the captions? I couldn't even hear Stormy because all of a sudden Tisha just pipes up. She starts arguing. I really don't give a fuck what they have to say about us because we this and we that. Make sure you pay your invoices, okay? Pay your invoices to them people with that TikTok money, boo. And Stormy talking about, I make this much money, bitch. You can't do what I do. I'm on this, I'm on that, bitch. We ball, da da da, right? So then all of a sudden, Carlos says, "Are you alleging that Stormy doesn't pay people? She doesn't pay her invoices?" And y'all, why did we not get an answer from Stormy on that? When he got ready to ask, yes, Monique, it was ridiculous. When he got ready to ask Stormy, did she owe people invoices? Stormy does something very similar to what Tisha does later on in this reunion. And now I don't know if they edited it or what. It's a huge possibility that they did. Stormy ends up saying, we black businesses, I blew up overnight. We don't always have the guidance to do XYZ. And when that was her response, I was like, oh, so you do owe some people some money. Probably, allegedly. Sound like you might owe some people some money. So then they start arguing again. And then Tisha says, go pop some pills. And to me, this is, to be honest with y'all, like, nah, Tisha had me fucked up the whole reunion. I almost said to y'all, this is where she had me fucked up as soon as she started arguing with Stormy. And y'all know I'm not like the biggest Stormy fan, okay? I'm definitely not, especially since she decided to get in cool with the Scotts real good and, kind of not really fuck with Mel. And then all of a sudden now you arguing with them. This is not in defense of Stormy at all. I just feel like, Tisha, you didn't have to go this hard. Something about it just felt so inauthentic. Tisha came on the stage like she had something to prove. And similar to what Marceau was saying, if you really think you're better than these people, then what do you have to prove? There's nothing we need to discuss. So I think you should have took a page out of your husband's book and you should have cooled it on down. You should have calmed down. Okay? Because between your husband staying in women's business instead of being over there with the men's, and you piping up with Stormy, and we ain't seen you do that with nobody else like that, I was just like, girl, take a nap, okay? Take a nap. So when she said pop a pill, Bella said she was confused by the statement, okay? I think Monique says Tisha forgot the pop some pills read was for Kiki and blurted it out to the wrong person. This is what I think. I think that Tisha is one of those people who, yes, I think she was practicing reads on the plane. And I think that she's that person who will reach so far to pull something out of her ass to sound like she just read a bitch when she really didn't say nothing at all. And what she is referencing is Stormy crying about her best friend who used to work for her. And Stormy was crying about her friend taking pills and having to fire her. I think that's the level, that's the longevity of reach that we were seeing from Tisha. You reached all the way to reference her friend who was on pills, because other than that, I don't know nothing about Stormy on pills unless it's something that Leticia. And if it's something that I'm a question if you was involved. So I was just like, why did you even bring that up? And that's where Marceau had to say, too much. Calm down, too much, right? And then y'all, Carlos again, I don't like the way that he handled this question when it came to the website. He ended up bringing up the website. Y'all know that Leticia and Marceau hired a graphic designer to build their daughter's hair care website. In the shipping policy, they still had contact information for Stormy's business, right? So Carlos says to Tisha, no, I totally agree with you. It's not your fault. It was the person you hired. I don't know. Okay. Carlos seems to be an amazing business person. I don't know why he would agree with that. He said that she should have had her graphic designer make a statement saying that it was his fault. That to me doesn't even sound right. Okay. Because if you hired somebody on your team, okay, you go out and you play a basketball game and your point guard end up fucking up and you lose the game, your point guard is not going to make a statement and say, everybody lost the game because of me. Your point guard may make a statement and say, we could do better with XYZ, but he probably won't answer any more questions than that. And ultimately, even if he did, the reality is your point guard didn't lose the game. The whole team lost the game. So I don't know how Carlos thought that that was good enough to be an answer for Leticia. To me, it seemed like it was just a clear example of Marceau and Tisha's ability to gaslight somebody and to avoid responsibility and telling you that the sky is orange instead of when it's really blue. Because no part of her wanted to take responsibility. Oh, well, we got some sales from it. Girl, what? Like Stormy said, a graphic designer is never responsible for shipping policy, okay? And regardless, you as a boss, you checked that stuff over, but you approved it. You approved it. Now the fault is yours. So I wasn't really feeling it. I was not really feeling it at all. That, hey Delia, I wasn't feeling it at all, y'all. So I don't know why Carlos even sided with that. Yeah, yes. Tisha needed to apologize and take responsibility. That's what I wanted out of that conversation. I wanted people to hold her responsible for the business. Yeah, you cannot shift responsibility to somebody else on a business that's yours. It was just like, what are you talking about? Okay. So we move on from that, y'all. Ooh, child. Y'all know what we about to talk about, right? Y'all know what we about to talk about. Y'all know what we are about to talk about. Who y'all think we talking about next? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. Yes, the title of the video has a clown mask for Tisha, but y'all let me know who we gonna talk about while I take a sip of this drink. Y'all let me know. I think she sounds a little bit like, the caveat is I should have never told. I should have never told and everybody would have been happy. I should have never told the world that I was faking orgasms in order for people to call out what my husband was really doing. I should have never told. Okay. What could I have done to shift the blame on me? Okay. The issue was me and my broken puss. Okay. That's a little bit what she sounded like to me. And that's a little bit of what Kimmy, okay. Kimmy is gone. Sorry to that woman. I have no idea who she is. I'm sorry. I could see her walking down the street and I wouldn't even recognize her. Sorry. I have no idea who she is, y'all. It's time to get into Kimmy. So they talked about one thing. She had a clown mask on like she always do. They talked about one thing for an entire year-long 2 seasons of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I've never seen somebody discuss their vagina for so long. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. Quite disappointed, I should say. So, if y'all been living under a rock, let me update y'all. Kimmy has beat her battle with breast cancer. Amazing, honorable, admirable. Like it's that's what's admirable. Okay. So I want to say that Kimmy looks beautiful. I think that's great. And Kimmy also, on the other side of things, has shown us a side of her that is like, oh, this is why you married this guy. So Kimmy was on all types of medication, going through chemotherapy, and her husband had the nerves to complain about sex, which maybe they thought that this was going to be a good topic for them to talk about. Let's be real. This is what we're going to talk about. This is what's going on in our real lives. Let's talk about this storyline, right? So that's the storyline they decided to go with, which is fine. which is fine. I think that would have been great for y'all to talk about if your husband hadn't handled it in such a disgusting manner, and if you hadn't felt the need to backpedal to cover up for him. Because y'all, throughout this whole year-long thing we've been talking about, I have seen Kimmy position Maurice in ways to make him look better, and he still doesn't take the bait. Not until this reunion. Kimmy has positioned for this man to look better than what he has after saying the disgusting shit he did on the Carlos King interview. So to finish telling y'all that, Carlos King did a YouTube interview. Maurice said something like, it's very admirable for my wife to lay down and take it, or lay down and suffer through it because I need sex. It's like her making a sacrifice for me while I make one for her. Like, it was crazy, y'all. All because Kimmy was saying she faked her orgasms. Y'all came to us with this. Kimmy just didn't know how damn ignorant her husband was to make this comment on YouTube, okay? Not only did he make the comment on YouTube, when this is situation number one where she tried to position him to make up for it. They were in the park riding bikes in one of the scenes, and she's talking to him about it, probing him, asking him questions in a way that's like, well, this is probably how you felt, right? Well, you do know that this is because of the medication I'm taking, right? Where, all he has to simply say is yes. And as long as y'all are in agreement that he understands that it's the medication, then the internet has nothing to talk about anymore, right? But no, Maurice continues to sound like an asshole. That's where he failed. So that was situation number one, where you try to set him up. Situation number two, where you try to set him up to redeem himself, was when y'all went on this trip. And if I'm being quite honest with y'all, I think it might have been situation number three, and I'm skipping one. But situation number two was when y'all went on this trip and you sat down on top of him in front of the bed and you said, what are you going to talk to my mom about? And my mom's going to say, Kimmy's been sick, right? Kimmy's been going through a lot, right? So why would you say that? For me, Kimmy, you've talked to this man about this situation millions of times at this point. Every time we've seen you on TV, we've had a conversation about your pussy. I don't want to talk about it. But you've talked to him about this a million times. And yet you're still probing him into what to say prompting him, I should say. You're still prompting him into what to say when he speaks to your mom. So that was situation number two. He finally listened that time. And I don't know what conversation he had with your mom, but it sounded like he was more receptive to the script that you were giving him to say in front of your mom. Now, situation number three, we get to the reunion. Carlos ends up asking him about it. And Maurice comes up with a whole statement. And you could tell he had this stuck in his head. He says, yeah, I was ignorant to the situation. I apologize. And I'm a different person because I went through the situation with her. Okay. PR Kimmy wrote that statement for you. She nodded her head as he spoke. Your brother over there clapping for you like, okay, that's the end of that. And shout out to Carlos for saying no, but let's dive a little bit deeper. As soon as Carlos said, let's dive a little bit deeper, Maurice puts his head down, because that's probably what Kimmy did not train you for. Kimmy trained you for the one-liner, two-liner statement that you were going to say to make it seem like y'all were both aligned. But at this point, Kimmy's like, shit, now I'm going to have to come in and I'm going to have to speak for this man. Now I'm going to have to save this man and work together to help make me look like less of a fool, right? So Carlos says, let's break it down. And, he brings up how the internet was saying that it sounded like he was sexually abusive, right? Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. Thanks for the super chat, Cookie. It says, don't forget the TGIF interview. Yes, same thing, right? And so anyway, he talks about social media's response. Again, Kimmy steps in and she says, everybody keeps acting like this is just about him. It's not just him. Fruitful sex was always a priority in my life, so I wanted the same thing. It's about me too. That was her way of saying, I'm not a victim, y'all. I wanted to have the sex because fruitful sex is a priority in my marriage. Kimmy, I don't know what to tell you. We ain't no fools, okay? We can see it. Now, Kimmy ends up saying, I know what it is. The caveat is that I told him I was faking an orgasm. I should have never told him, and then everybody will be happy. And this is where I was like, bloop, there it goes. Bloop, their red nose. There it goes. The clown mask is on full force, and I don't think you ever taken it off. I think it's tattooed to your face at this point, because Kimmy was trying to find a way to take responsibility for her husband's wrongdoing. She wanted to put herself out in the ring of fire while people are saying, Kimmy, you deserve better than that. You just beat breast cancer and your husband's worried about having sex. No, it's okay because I wanted to have sex too. Did you? Did you? Your medication was preventing you from feeling like you were in the mood. So maybe in your mind, you thought that sex would be a good idea, but what it should have been was a moment for you to honor your healing process. Your husband should have been there like, okay, that's cool. We can do whatever. We don't have to have sex. We can wait as long as you want to wait. You know, it's all about you healing. But no, you came to us, and in order to make Maurice look better, you wanted to convince us that you had a broken pussy. You took us to the yoni steam thing. You sat on top of, the steam thing to try to make it better. You talked to your friend about maybe having sex toys involved. You had a sex therapist come to your house. You at the end did a boudoir, however you say, one of those sexy shoots, right? And the only thing that I felt was good for Kimmy's confidence was the boudoir photo shoot or something like that. Somebody correct me, it don't matter. But the only thing I thought that was good for Kimmy's confidence was the photo shoot that she did at the end, because it seemed like she was actually doing something for herself. All season long, you brought us along a journey of how do you fix yourself for your unconcerning, horny husband. It is what it is. But you're mad at the internet for talking about some shit that y'all came to us with. You thought it was a good idea. It turned against you because your husband started talking crazy, and it just is what it is. You had a clown mask on and he did too, and it ain't coming off. So that's just how I feel about the Kimmy situation. Of course, all the self-blame. It was disgusting. It is. Yep. Oh, this the one, J-Dub. While still cooking, cleaning, and disciplining monster. Yeah, this is a great explanation. Key stay splashing. She's just an intellectual version of Tisha. Yeah, I agree. And not to say that Tisha's dumb. I think Tisha can be intellectual. I just think that Kimmy has more emotional intelligence. I think that that's what it is, right? And I agree. I think that Kimmy went into the marriage knowing all of this, which is why she's okay having the level of self-blame that she does, knowing that sex was going to be a priority for her husband, regardless of if she was fighting for her life or not. So that's basically what she's telling us, right? Yeah. Yeah. And get you a damn blow up ball. Okay. Blow up doll. Thank you for the super sticker, Pacino rules. I appreciate it. Okay. So, of course, while we on the topic of fake orgasms, they start talking about Mel and Martell. Mel says that she was never pleased because basically Martell was treating her like shit. Really don't want to dive into that because I don't really care about that. Next, backstage, Marceau ends up slapping Tisha on the hand, not literally, but figuratively with words. He's telling her, "You're doing too much." And Tisha's like, "Nah, I've been quiet since season 1." And my question to y'all was, why you want to smoke with Stormy when you could have had to smoke with anybody, Tisha? I think it's a little bit too late for you to be convincing us that you can't be fucked with, because it's clear you can. Okay, it's very clear to me that you can. Stormy says that it seemed as though Tisha was practicing shit. and blew up out of nowhere. So that goes to our confusion, y'all. We didn't know if it was the editing or what, but yes, it absolutely seemed like she was practicing. Like, what? Now, let's get back to the stage, okay? The ladies and Carlos Shady Boots says the biggest bitch in the house um hops on stage. And all the ladies pretty much think that Marceau is always in women's business. And they end up asking Marceau, how do you feel about Stormy calling you a bitch? And he says, at first, I really didn't know what to make of it. But once I learned that it was a part of Stormy's culture, then, I understand that in her culture, they just call men bees. And y'all, this was like low key Marceau's disgusting way of saying like, Stormy ain't shit. Stormy from the other side of the tracks. I don't know what type of trash culture she come from where they call men bitches. That's basically what he was saying, y'all. I feel two ways about this the whole season. I'm gonna tell y'all this. On the one hand, I felt like Stormy was getting a kick out of calling him a bitch and wanting to see reactions. Just like Kimmy said, y'all, I believe that Stormy and Marceau can be very similar. I think that she wanted to see reaction because at some point I was kind of just like, girl, we get it. Okay. You done call this man a bitch to his face. You done call this man a bitch to his wife, to his brother. Like, I get it. Okay. And Marceau wasn't really reacting. So at some point I was kind of just like, okay, can we let it go? But when Stormy explained herself at this reunion and Tisha said that crazy ass shit, I was like, you know what? I couldn't have said it better myself. Stormy's response was, for her, she feels like a real man moves with a little bit more integrity than trying to stay in women's business, trying to be messy for camera time. And if that's what Marceau likes to do, then he is indeed a B, right? I have to agree 1,000%. I think that we've seen Marceau do a lot of things that was real feminine, okay? Likes to be in women's business instead of being over with the men's. But I just think that it was a bit theatrical to continue to call him a bitch like 100 times if it was basically gonna go nowhere, right? During the show. So I'm not mad at Stormy for calling him a bitch, okay? I'm not. I just was kind of tired of the story. It definitely got old. Okay, cool. Yes, that's what it was. Stormy was testing boundaries. And I also felt like she was a bad bitch because she called him a bitch to his wife and his wife didn't do nothing. Yes. The minute Stormy said, you don't want to see Courtney, yep, the whole $100 thing just went wild. Yes, okay. I think we on the same page, friends. Like, it was just a little bit too much. So what also was too much was Tisha's response to when Carlos asked her, why did you allow that? And Tisha says, well, first of all, I don't allow anything. Courtney, blink twice if you need help. When Tisha said that, y'all, everything in me was like, girl, did you find a way to get into like some lower level housewives boot camp that we don't know about? Because you came here with what you thought was reads, Tisha. You came here with what you thought was reads because y'all know Tisha don't move that fast. Tisha don't move that fast. So when she said that, my response wasn't, oh my gosh, Courtney blinked twice. My response was, girl, who you get that from? Which one of your hairstylists or dressmakers then wrote this down for you? Because I'm like, girl, I can't. Okay. We've been wanting her to blink twice since the beginning. Okay, period. We've been concerned about you, Tisha, from the beginning. Now all of a sudden you Billy badass. Okay. Now all of a sudden it's blink twice if you need help. The read didn't land. You thought they were landing. The go pop some pills didn't land. You thought they were landing. The go pay people their invoice. It did not land. It didn't land. And you know what else didn't land was when you tried. Y'all, I'm about to lose my mind. Tisha and Marceau, This is the thing. We talk about it. I think we talked about this whenever we talked about Drew and Ralph. Whenever women are in relationships where they are sometimes like mentally gaslit, emotionally and mentally abused. And I'm not saying all these things are happening, Tisha, but similar to these women, they do the same thing. They project those same behaviors on other women. That's what she did. Because instead of making the answer about why you allowed, because you did, Stormy to call your husband a bitch continuously, you try to make the world mad at her and blow a dog whistle. Black men work so hard. I don't understand why you will talk about another black man like that. Black men work so hard. Tisha, Tisha, you can't think that the internet is that simple. I'm sorry. I have to say it. For me and my friends who watch the show together, all of us, we're not simple enough to go, you know what? Yeah, she's right. Stormy shouldn't be talking about a black man like that. Why does the world treat black? We're not that simple, my love. We're not. So when you did that, I was like, okay, that was also rehearsed. You also thought about how you were going to answer that question. And you also thought about how to make Stormy look like the bad guy. And that was too slow. Okay. Got to be a little bit quicker than that. We're not that simple. So anyway, they start talking about Tisha and Marceau's dynamic. Carlos ends up asking, do you think that Marceau wants to be ahead of you, Tisha, when it comes to business? And Tisha's response was, well, no, I'm on all his businesses. We're not that simple, but you seem to be sometimes. Because I think your response proved the point, Tisha. Marceau doesn't want to be ahead of you when it comes to business, but you are on all of his businesses. What about your businesses, Tisha? Did you catch that? Your husband's still ahead of you because you're on his businesses. And I get it. People are going to say, oh, well, you're one. What's his is yours. Yes, that's true. What's his is yours. That's true. But how many of your businesses is he on? What is he supporting for you to do as an individual as well? I understand when you get married, you become one, but there still has to be some room for individuality. There still has to be room for you to cheer your partner on. Where has that happened besides in them textbooks and all them papers you got hanging on the wall that you can't do nothing with, Tisha, because your husband won't let you? Very simple. Very simple. So, yeah. Marceau decides to throw some shade at Mel while they're discussing his wife. Tisha started talking about how her family of strong women was telling her, you need to keep working. Don't let no man take care of you. You didn't work too hard. And Marceau ends up saying, yeah, family of strong women, we call them Rogers. And Mel says, uncross your legs, Marceau. And I thought that was funny. She was like, let me go ahead and cross mine. And she was like, that's exactly what we're talking about right there. Acting like a damn in my Nene Leakes voice. Okay. So lastly, y'all, Kiki comes out to the stage and they end up showing the flashback between Kiki and Tisha's relationship. They end up showing that get mad, get glad, scratch your ass. I don't know what that was about, but they end up showing all that, right? And Kiki's out there not making any sense, y'all. I also want y'all to notice that Kiki is not in the photo. And I know she's not main cast, y'all, but Kiki is a part of the show, much like Nell and Chris, or much like Tiffany and Big Lou. So why did we leave Kiki out? I don't understand. Anyway, Kiki come on there, and Carlos King ends up asking her, why'd you break the pact? You agreed that you was not going to talk about your cousin this season, so why'd you break it? And Kiki says, well, I didn't break it. She said, I didn't break it. Hold on, let me read this. Monique says, does Tisha not realize she's only being used for, additional grants, loans? Yep, absolutely. We had them discussions before. Monique, we're not simple over here. you know, right. Key. She says she's in the opening credits, but not in the group photo. Right. When did we decide to boot her out? Anyway, Kiki. She wasn't making sense with this response. Kiki says that she didn't break the pact, that Tisha actually called her on the phone and claimed that, I'm just going to make up a name because they kept blurring out. Billy Bob was spreading rumors that Marceau had a threesome with somebody. So Kiki, because she was concerned, Kiki went straight to Billy Bob. Billy Bob was hanging out with Susie Joe, and Susie Joe got on FaceTime to explain what was going on with the rumor. So obviously, Kiki and Tisha got into it. And that's the reason why Kiki felt the need to tell Mel that Tisha was not fucking with her. All because Tisha brought this rumor to her. I don't believe it at all, okay? I believe that Kiki wants to be in the limelight, okay? I do. I believe that that's why Kiki threw the soda cup in Tisha's face, because they were ignoring her and they were paying her dust. And I believe that there was a trigger for her because she thinks that Tisha and Marceau think that they are better than her, which they do. They think they're better than her, right? So I think that's why she threw the glass in her face. I think or drink, soda cup, whatever. I disagree with her doing that. But I also think that Kiki wants a lot of play on this show, and I think that she's desperate to come on. Do I believe that Tisha probably has confided in her cousin in the past? Yes. But do I think that Tisha, after telling her, I don't want you discussing my marriage, called her on the phone and said, hey, somebody said they had a threesome with my husband? No, I don't think that happened at all. I think Kiki ended up looking foolish, right? So anyway, Tisha says that Kiki didn't sound like a concerned cousin, which is what bothered her, and that it sounded messy. And then she also said, in my 15, 16, 17 years of being with Marceau, I've never gone up to Kiki and told her anything about Marceau cheating. I will say this. I don't think that you went to Kiki and told her that your husband was cheating for fact, but I think you may have confided in her, because I believe this, y'all. This is the thing that's scary about Tisha. I didn't told y'all you could tell a lot by somebody boxy ass eyebrows if they live in a world of illusion or not. Tisha is one of the women that do not have the boxy ass eyebrows, but she still lives in a world of delusion. I think that Tisha is delusional enough to not even say the words out of her mouth that I think my husband is having an affair. Someone saying that my husband is having an affair, and it bothers me. Tisha will change the language. I just feel like she would do that, y'all. It's something about Tisha that's given. I don't think you would come to Kiki and literally say word for word what Kiki's alleging you said. I think you alluded to the fact that something was going on in a previous situation, not this one, right? So you never went to her in 15, 16, 17 years. I'm like, okay, right? Let me read this comment from QT. Cutie says, that's true. Tisha wanted Kiki to fire her MUA for a rumor that Stormy told them was being blamed on her. Kiki went to look into it, and then Marceau got involved and Tisha backpedaled. This sounds right. This sounds exactly right. Cutie says, in the end, it was Tisha's MUA's ex that started the rumor and was lying. Okay, I can get with that. I can get with that. That sounds absolutely accurate, right? So yeah, Tisha ends up, this is another read. This is the other thing. Like, Tisha, I think you went and got that Housewives boot camp package off of Groupon, and you went with like a low budget local instructor, because one thing that they did not teach you was about timing, my love. They should have taught you about the timing of coming with the reads. You came for Stormy too early. You came with 3 combos in a row, and the show was barely 5 minutes in. Girl, save some. Okay? It's a 3-part reunion. Save some. Now, when it came to Kiki, you didn't even give Kiki the opportunity to talk before you said she didn't cheat on her husband. She paid for her husband to go on a date. They cheated on each other, blah, blah, blah. So who's the fool now? Tisha, it's a 3-part reunion. Your Groupon Housewives boot camp instructor did not teach you about timing, because now what I believe you've done is ran out of ammunition. And now your husband is going to have to jump into ladies' business and start arguing with the ladies like a damn bitch in my Nene Leakes voice. Okay. So I need you to read the fine print because you didn't get the same housewives, template and take home manual that the girls on Bravo have gotten. And I think that you thought that that's what you was getting. Okay. She says, who's the dummy now? So they left the show at that, y'all. That was it for part one. We still got, I think we got one more part of Bell Collective, two more parts of Love and Marriage Huntsville. We're gonna get into it. I'm super excited that Sunday brunches are back, y'all. I'm feeling like Sunday, like this is something I can be consistent with. The Sundays are good to go. Okay. So tomorrow I'm gonna come on. I'm gonna give y'all my thoughts on Potomac. That's also a show that I have not started reviewing yet, but we're gonna get into it. Okay. Because I've been watching. We're gonna get into Potomac. And then I might as well tell y'all later on this week, there may or may not be a Ooh Ladies First panel on my channel. Okay. So if you haven't subscribed, go ahead, hit the subscribe button. Tell a friend so we can all be friends and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss a video. Okay. I hope y'all liked our conversation. And yeah, I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.